adventurers, and welcome to our magical story time. Are you ready for a journey into a world full of color and wonder? Great! Let's begin. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was a magical place called the Rainbow Forest. This wasn't just any forest. Its trees were special. They changed colors every single hour. Imagine that. One moment, the trees would be a beautiful candy pink, and the next, they'd turn as blue as a clear summer sky. Sometimes, they even shimmered with a brilliant, shiny gold, sparkling like a hidden treasure chest. It was a truly breathtaking sight, a forest painted with every color of the rainbow, all day long. In this enchanting forest lived a brave and curious little girl named Reem. Reem loved adventures more than anything. She spent her days exploring hidden paths, talking to the friendly animals, and marveling at the ever-changing colors of the trees. She wasn't afraid of anything, and her heart was always open to new discoveries. One quiet night, as the moon cast a soft, silvery glow over the forest, Reem was looking out her window when she saw a strange, flickering light. It was sparkling brightly between the colorful trees, twinkling like a star that had tumbled down from the night sky. Reem's adventurous spirit tingled with excitement. What could it be? She tiptoed out of her house and into the magical night, her bare feet soft on the mossy ground. She moved closer and closer to the mysterious light, her eyes wide with wonder. As she peered behind a large, purple tree, she suddenly heard a tiny, high-pitched voice whisper, "Help me, I'm lost." Reem looked all around, but she couldn't see anyone. The voice seemed to come from right near her feet. She looked down, and there, nestled amongst the roots of the tree, she found the most incredible creature she had ever seen. It was smaller than a flower petal, incredibly tiny and delicate. At first, it looked like a beautiful butterfly, but as Reem looked closer, she realized its wings weren't made of paper or silk. They were made of pure, shimmering light. The little creature glowed with a soft, warm radiance. His name, she would soon learn, was Lumi. Reem knelt down, her heart filled with surprise and curiosity. She asked gently, so as not to scare the tiny being, "How can you talk? And where did you come from?" Lumi fluttered his light wings and replied in his small, chiming voice, "I am the guardian of colors. I watch over all the beautiful hues in this forest. But something terrible is happening. Someone is trying to steal all the colors and turn our wonderful home into darkness." When Reem heard this, a little shiver of fear ran down her spine. A world without color, the rainbow forest turning dark and gray, the thought was terrifying. If the colors disappeared, the forest would become a gloomy, sad, and scary place. All the joy and beauty would be gone. Reem, being the brave girl she was, looked at the tiny guardian and made a decision. She couldn't let that happen. She had to help. With newfound determination in her eyes, she said, "I'll help you, Lumi." Lumi's light seemed to glow a little brighter. He knew he had found a true friend. Lumi then led Reem through the winding paths of the forest. He flew ahead, a tiny beacon of light guiding her way. Their destination was the very heart of the forest, the place where all the magic began. He led her to the great tree of colors. This wasn't just any tree. It was the oldest and most powerful tree in the entire forest. It was the source of all the vibrant colors for every single tree, leaf, and flower in the rainbow forest. But when they arrived, Reem gasped in horror. The magnificent tree, which should have been glowing with 1,000 different shades, was fading. Its leaves were turning a dull, lifeless gray. The colors were draining away right before their eyes. The magic was dying. Suddenly, a shadow fell over them, and a large, dark creature emerged from behind the fading tree. He was made of swirling smoke and darkness, and his eyes glowed with a menacing red light. His name was Shadowan. He let out a deep, rumbling laugh that echoed through the now quiet forest. Soon, he boomed, his voice like grating stones. "There will be no colors left. I will turn this world, and every world, into darkness forever." He loved sadness and gloom, and he hated the happiness that colors brought. Reem felt her heart pound in her chest, but she stood her ground. She took a brave step forward, planting her feet firmly on the ground, and shouted up at the shadowy figure, "I won't let you take the colors. Colors bring happiness and joy to everyone." Shadowan just laughed again, a cruel and chilling sound. But just then, Lumi, the little guardian of light, remembered an ancient and important secret. It was the key to defeating the darkness. He flew close to Reem's ear and whispered urgently, "Reem, I remember now, the secret of the colors. They live through laughter and joy. If we laugh a lot, if we fill the forest with happiness, Shadowan will become weaker." A brilliant idea sparked in Reem's mind. Laughter, that was the answer. So, she started doing the silliest, funniest things she could think of. She jumped on one foot, then the other. She spun around in circles until she was dizzy. She puffed out her cheeks, crossed her eyes, and made the most hilarious faces she could imagine. Seeing Reem's funny antics, Lumi couldn't help but let out a tiny, tinkling laugh. It sounded like little bells ringing. Reem giggled, and Lumi laughed even louder. Their joy began to spread like a ripple in a pond. And then, something magical happened. As their laughter filled the air, the forest began to shine again. A faint pink appeared on a leaf here, a soft blue on a branch there. The colors were coming back, and Shadowan. The more Reem and Lumi laughed, the more he recoiled. The sound of their happiness was like a painful light to him. He started to shrink. He cried out, "Stop that! Stop laughing!" But Reem and Lumi just laughed harder and harder, their joyful sounds echoing through the trees. The great tree of colors began to glow brighter, and Shadowan became smaller and smaller and smaller until he was no bigger than a tiny, dark ball. And then, with one final, mighty laugh from Reem, poof! He vanished completely into thin air, gone forever. The moment he disappeared, the great tree of colors burst back to life in a spectacular explosion of light and color. The sky above them filled with brilliant rainbows, stretching from one end of the forest to the other. The trees shimmered in every color imaginable, brighter and more beautiful than ever before. Lumi flew around Reem's head in happy circles, his light wings sparkling like 1,000 tiny diamonds. "You did it, Reem," he chirped with delight. "You saved the colors. You will always be the forest's best friend and our hero." Reem smiled, her heart full of warmth and happiness. She looked around at the vibrant, joyful forest and said, "I'm so happy I could help. Colors make life so much more beautiful." From that day forward, the rainbow forest was more magical than ever, and a new piece of magic was added to its legacy. Every time children played and laughed in the forest, their joyful sounds would make the colors glow even brighter and more splendidly. The forest thrived on their happiness. And so, Reem and Lumi remained the best of friends, the brave girl and the tiny guardian who taught everyone that laughter is the most powerful magic of all. The end. Thank you for joining our story time today. I hope you love the adventure of Reem and Lumi. Remember to always find joy and laughter in your day. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more magical stories. See you next time.